Hi all, welcome back to the channel. So, what are we doing today? Well, we're kind of getting messy, very messy. So, hopefully as you can tell, I upgraded the lights in the museum. They're like 20,000 lumas each. There's 10 of them. So hopefully the lighting's better. See the plates, do these videos and whatnot. Hopefully this video will make the light of the day. I don't know if it will or not. So I've always wanted to take you guys on a trip for license plates. The meets have been absolutely too crazy. I'm not selling at this event. I don't have any pre-sales. I'm not set up anywhere. The wife is gone traveling. She's in Utah. So I'm gonna take the ambulance and I'm gonna stay the night over at Jefferson and do the rounds and hopefully get a video of it. Things are going to be a little wonky since this camera's not really set up to do like action. I don't have a GoPro. I don't have any real body mounts to actually do like you see on YouTube. So it's going to be like this and switch to the phone and switch back to this, and it's going to be rough. But we'll see how it goes. For tomorrow, well, for the day I'm taking off is Thursday. I have a bright and early pickup in Lodi. So I won't really film that part, but I'll show you the aftermath of what I got. And we'll head down to Jefferson, maybe pick at a few antique stores, you know, see what we can get along the way. Now, why is everything messy? Like, well, one, I hadn't barely unloaded from the Dairyland meet, so finally everything's unloaded, got the museum clean, got the lights changed out, took the ambulance to town, got fuel, make sure everything is running up to snuff, which it is, thankfully. So what we're gonna do now? We're gonna load stuff. What are we gonna load? Oh, the handy dandy cart. Why? It makes it so much easier to do these events. Haul around a cart, buy things, throw things in the cart. Cart gets full, drop it off the vehicle. I gotta prep the ambulance. Like I bring clothes, a coffee setup. My handy dandy clipboard. We got some nice little fans, radio, inverter, big inverter. I'm gonna throw some blankets and some nice pillows in here since we have the Tempur-Pedic in there. Yeah, it's not really camping. It's not really sleeping in a truck. It's nice. So yeah, so I gotta get that stuff ready. All the compartments can hold clothing and deodorant and all that happy hoo-ha. I'm gonna have a real big surprise, something I've really wanted, and the wife was nice enough to split a purchase with me. So that'll be, whoa, come on, I'm all blurry. Stop it. That'll be later on in the video. So yeah, we'll jump around and we'll see where we can get. Hi guys, so sorry if we're gonna be jumping around and we're probably gonna be jumping days and whatnot, but so I'm gonna kind of just go what I do, what I pack, because you know, you guys might be curious and you guys might want to do this too. So I pack usually I pack 1 extra day's worth of clothing. Full thing, undergarments, shirts, pants, whatnot. 1 extra pair of everything. Especially with Jefferson, it's known to downpour and rain. So yeah, it's good to have extra stuff. Some spare towels to dry off if I get muddy, wrap up dirty shoes, whatnot. I have spare blankets in here, but I actually use a weighted blanket. I like it a lot better. So I'll bring that in before I head off. I also always have earplugs, help sleep. So if there's outside noise, vehicles running around, it's just easier to sleep that way. So deodorant, of course, Ben's best friend. In the front, I have a little spill kit, so if something gets spilled or something gets spilled on me, I have wipes and stuff to dry off and paper towels and all that. I do have a first aid kit, of course, being former Red Cross. That's almost a mandatory thing. When we get closer, I'll put the CPAP, strap it in the shelf, get that all plugged in and ready. The extra pillows. I'm actually going to bring the PS2 probably. The N64 is in here somewhere. But I kind of want to play some Grand Theft Auto, some more retro. Of course, I have the coffee. I'm going to get fresh distilled water to run this. It makes the coffee elements run longer, so you don't get calcium buildup. Also, it's good for the CPAP. I'll get some fresh coffee grounds and whatnot. I always make sure I have my Bluetooth radio, inverters for the 18 and the 40 volt batteries. I'll have the special surprise here later. And then once I get closer, I don't have a spare toolkit yet. Unfortunately, I haven't been graced enough to be able to find the tools on sale to have a spare toolkit, which is like a backpack, hammer, ratchets, screwdrivers, and a few other things, tape measure, whatnot. So I'll take that out of the sedan, plop that in here. Probably grab the little foldable stool. I have a folding chair, but the stool is easier to just plop in the old cart and wheel it around because you guys like to talk a lot. And doing all that walking, you gotta save your legs. If you don't, it's gonna hurt. I won't lie. Even the young guys, after that long day, guys talking, you're stuck on concrete, it's gonna hurt. What else? I got the trash can in front. I'm going to probably empty, make sure. Definitely need a vacuum. It's a little dirty in here from after the Dairyland meet. I think that's really what I'm going to show you packing. So eventually we'll be on the road and I'll give you updates and we'll see how it goes. Okay, sorry for the crude setup here. Did the first stop on this little journey down to Jefferson. Got this really cool neon sign. If I can get it in frame. It works. It says science. So, kind of weird. But I just figured, well, why not? Well, in Rome, I guess. Hopefully this makes the trip. Got about 100 plates here. Nice big old box. Some collector plates. Let's see here. Grab some old little noise. NCC 2893. Let's see here. I did realize I forgot to bring boxes. So this is going to be an interesting trip. But, you know, you get lucky with some of these drops, like all-size truck. That's a cool little vanity. Something weird, double sticker, so an error. Ooh, that's ZA trailer. Needs a little straightening out, but you can't go wrong with a ZA trailer. You just can't find them, you know. I'll pull out a couple more here. We got, I have no idea. Personalized plate though. Mobile home that's seen better days. XR trailer in the blue. AR trailer in the blue. And a BT trailer in the blue. And I have to check my notes here. But I believe this is farm trailer number 29. So yeah. That's why you buy bulk sometimes. Find the good stuff. So, I'm still quite a ways from Jefferson, especially being in the ambulance. It takes a bit to drive and a lot more thinking. It's smoking a little bit downhill. Going downhill on the accelerator a little bit. Smokes. I need to figure that out. Boy, that's giving me anxiety. Oh, boy. Anyway, we'll get to Jefferson here and do some other filming, hopefully. Hopefully you'll see who I'm trying to help set out, and then Friday I'll get to go do some picking. I'm probably going to head home after that because the wife is going to cancel her trip early and come home early. So I probably should get home too and finish stuff around the house and process all the bulk of that that you're gonna see later on. Anyway, on to the next segment. Oh, hello. So I'm gonna kind of chronicle this event day by day, since it's gonna blend all together and there's gonna be shots of stuff, handheld and with the gimbal, and then kind of updates in here and whatnot. So my other segment was talking about my ride to my first stop, or just after my first stop at Lodi for those bulk plates and that wonderful neon. So I am at Jefferson. I have helped set up Alex the best I can. Boy, I'm worried about him. That's a lot of heavy stuff, and I think I might have to call Jefferson early this year because I'm in pain. But hey, you know, helped him as best as I could. Walked around a bit. There wasn't much out, so I found nice pair in God We Trust set, a double. I was hoping these were two different dyes. One's kind of thinner than the other, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to really check with this one. There's a obvious number one that's different than the other number ones that I got on a Sloot veteran base. But anyway, so what's left for tonight? My feet are killing me. I'm sore. So I'm gonna clean up. I'm gonna get my bed together. I'm gonna show you my kind of sleeping setup, since it is out and about in this rig before Iola, to kind of test things out. I have a big surprise later on in the video. A little egg on my face, but still, it's gonna be a surprise for everyone, I guess, right? Okay, so I'm gonna get cleaned up and we're gonna go, and I'm gonna show you my sleeping arrangements. I have to shock you guys by showing you my PJs, but here's my bed setup. So we got a Tempur-Pedic, we got a weighted blanket, pillows. As you can see, my CPAP up on a shelf there, and then on the ceiling, if you can barely see them, I have 2 fans. I have up to 4 fans that can clip pretty much anywhere with these grab bars that are so convenient up here. And then we have a low speed, low speed, high speed, fully adjustable wherever I need it. I can add more down here or on the other side. I've kind of prepped for warmth because Jefferson is pretty brutal, except for the rain. So I have an umbrella, my heated jacket, but hopefully I won't need it. I'm gonna set up my video games, and then I'm also going to do the big reveal. So I'll be back. Okay, well, since I was so beat, my feet were just killing me, I was hoping to sit back and play some retro video games. I forgot my memory card. That means I can't save anything. I don't know if it's worth playing. So it's going to be an early to bed and hopefully an early morning tomorrow, which would be Friday, that's when they let in the general public. That's when everyone should hopefully be open by 8. They're usually not, by the way, just FYI. So if you try to catch every single vendor, even if you start at 8, you're not, because some people don't open up that early, weirdly enough. So let's talk about the big surprise, the elephant in the room. Oh, it's not on camera. Hey, big reveal. This is the Ryobi freezer cooler. And I was going to do hopefully a big review on this. This is not sponsored, by the way. My wife was kind enough to do half-seas on this and some upgraded batteries, so we could use the amulet and this cooler freezer for some glamping. Now, I'm going to be pretty honest with you guys. As many of you know, I'm a lab manager for the university. So I'm in the science field, I'm in STEM. My brain's in Celsius. I have freezers and refrigerators, and I'm like, oh, fridge, 2 to 8. Freezer, -20. Ultra freeze, -80, right? So Thursday, when I was prepping to leave, plugged this in to cool it down before I loaded everything. So I'm like, well, I don't want to, stress test this, so I'm going to put this at 10 degrees Celsius. I forgot about the freedom units, Fahrenheit. So obviously this probably defaults to Fahrenheit. So after I got done helping Alex, I came in for a soda. I popped it open and it exploded. My Lunchables were, luckily I did simple things: Lunchables, soda, cream, yogurt, and cottage cheese. Everything was frozen. And me being on the autistic side of life, texture is a big deal. Big deal. So I know, yeah. But I turned it off. I did notice it was going through battery slot, but now I realize why. Because it was freezing and not just refrigerating. So I shut it off and kept it open for a while. And then when I go to bed, I'm going to shut this, and I'll actually update you how good is it keeping cool with just a couple ice packs in there. Because I don't want to adjust it and put it in cool mode and try to monitor batteries over the night. I'm just going to see how long it lasts. Everything's kind of shot, because even if the creamer does warm up, it's going to be separated. You don't want separated cream because you got a water layer and fat layer, and you got to get it mixed in really good to be able to salvage it. I had one can of soda that didn't bulge. Hopefully that's savable. We'll see. So it's Thursday night. I'm calling it a day. I'm going to bed. And I'll give you a Friday morning update, how well I slept, temperature of the ambulance, and, you know, plate updates, and cooler drama 101, I guess. Okay. I will see you later. So it's morning. I'm not sure if this video is going to be a camping with Steve or a van down by the river video. But hey, there's no river. It's freezing. It's absolutely freezing. I was so worried about it being overly hot in here that it is absolutely freezing. I don't have a heating blanket. I only brought one battery for the heated sweatshirt, hoodie, but fans did circulate the air really nice. It's not stale in here, so that worked to have at least some air movement in here. I did sleep quite well, even though I am parked in the parking lot. There was traffic last night. The earplugs worked really well. So I'm going to try to warm up and see what I can do. There is a chance of rain today. I'm still pretty sore from helping Alex out. And I'm not going to have my morning coffee because I froze my creamer. And everything's still... I checked the cooler before I started the video, and it's a slushy cream. Cottage cheese is still frozen, and I had turned the freezer part off, left it open for a while. It's been closed all night, but apparently with a few ice packs it's pretty insulated. That's really good to know. So yeah, I'm gonna go out, get warm, hopefully not get wet, and I'll give you an update either when my feet give out or it's bedtime. And then hopefully also before I return for another segment, I'm going to tape some stuff out there and plug it in and put some background music to it. And as you could see, I did do some driving bits. Okay, guys. Well, so there was rain. There's not rain. Some bitter winds. So I'm going to give you like a highlight reel of what I found. Some summary of the event. Because what happened is, my feet just kind of gave out on me. So I came back probably around 3 and slept. So it's like 5, 6. I'm going to do this and get on the road, and then I'll give you guys a summary at the end, or maybe I'm going to tape a summary and I'm going to chop it in to this, since this is a longer video and it's kind of broken up in chunks, and it's not like I had a playlist bit by bit. So first find, antenna. I know this is unusual for me, not a Wisconsin plate, but it's a trans, and 2 is usually county code, so this might be the 7th plate. I'm not sure if it's a transporter, would probably make the most sense. 79. If anyone knows what this is, let me know. Put in the comments. I bought a box of junk. Let me go through this real quick. Some red letter plates, some black letter plates, some butters. 82 mobile home, not too bad. Or sorry, mobile home. I hope I said that right. 04 motor home, not bad. You know how I collect the bees in the motorhome. Not the one I need, but hey, it'll probably end up in the collection. Aha! ELL756. It is a white flip sheet, and it's a pair. A lot of these I'm going to have to check my list. Trailer D, what is it, 93? So, oof, someone took a chunk out of that. Let's see here. Well, that's a little odd. Stickers on the back of this one. So, 23 heavy truck. '94 motorcycle. Let's see here. You got truck blue in 08. 08 XR trailer. I can actually see if I need that one. I might need that one. CR07 trailer. Oops. You didn't see that. Ooh, a 3-digit trailer, 95. And what's we got here? Another 08 trailer, a D weight class. So I buy bulk if it's at the right price, especially if there's some good oddballs in there. Let's see this package. Now, I usually stick to Wisconsin stuff, but personalized with a nice frame. Regular one. Don't quite understand this one. Don't be a square, be a Papa Bear. I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know what that means. A Quebec motorcycle. Okay. 26 Wisconsin. I know there's a few collectors looking for them, so I gotta check my list to see who's on top. We got Georgia. a nice California, a nice Washington, and the one I want to keep, I probably should sell, is a Keep Texas Wild. It looks really cool, but this will probably pay for all the other motorcycle plates, but we'll see what happens. It's hard being a collector, and it's hard trying to run a museum on donations and selling plates. I won't lie. Now, I stopped at my Gorski's place. As many of you know, he's retiring, unfortunately. This is his last Jefferson. So I picked up a 2015 dealer. Missing a chunk, paint's not there, but it's kind of cool. And I don't have one, and it was very affordable. Now this is not in the best of shape, but 8/8 sticker. I gotta consult Gideon. It's probably a multi-year sticker, which I haven't seen before. And I don't think I have a 41 dealer. It was missing a chunk, but it was the right price, you know. Especially J. That's a cool J. And something I really wanted to add to the collection for a while is a 1956 semi-trailer. Love the orange font, of course. So, kind of saved the best for last. So, at Jefferson, there's buildings that there's vendors in, and to be honest, I usually miss the buildings. I usually forget about them. I don't go through. The only one I see is Gorski, who's in a building, but he's right at the end, and we meet there to go next door for lunch. So I always forget. So this time around, I made it a point before my feet gave out to go do the buildings. So I was walking through, and the guy's like, "Hey, what you buying?" I'm like, "Well, license plates." He points to the floor and says, "Hey, I got a stack there." I'm like, "How much do you want for the stack?" And I was flipping through. I'm like, okay, truck, uh-oh, truck. And before I could get too far, this one was on top, a 1930. I'm like, okay, that's cool. It's like 30 bucks. I'm like, oh, well, let's see here. So, normal butter plate, shink. Excuse me. So I handed him the cash and I walked away. So we have this one that's missing the last digit. I'm guessing this is the correct pair. And here's why I think that. This is last stickered in 70. And this is first stickered in 70. It's going to be really hard to see on camera. But the first little sticker down in there is an orange one. Very hard to see. You can only see it like at the 4. So I'm guessing he was riding around and then maybe got pulled over and they ran his registration with you're missing a digit, and he got them replaced with the correct pair. I've only seen one other missing digit plate like that, with that missing like digit. And I don't think the other one was used, to tell you the truth. And it's in someone's collection. That's an amazing find. I'm kind of glad I was shopping and not vending. This is the hard part of trying to raise funds for the museum is, okay, if I'm sitting still selling, yeah, I might be making some money, hopefully, because the setup cost is a lot. I think it's $70 or $80 per spot for Jefferson. So I'm gonna drive home. I remembered I didn't want to drive the ambulance home at night. I'm not quite sure why, but it'll probably come to me. So you'll see some driving bits. I gotta stop at the store before I go home, so I have creamer for my coffee in the morning. That's not frozen, and that's not a slushie. So yeah, we're gonna jump around here, and then I'll probably have a summary video, a summary segment, and we'll go from there. This next part is the group photo for the Dairyland License Plate Collectors Club, who all met for lunch and then a group photo. So I did some selective filming on the way home. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. So this is a little voiceover work, trying this for the first time. So I got to the gas station, and it was just a little dark by the pump. I don't know why, but these scene lights work great for that. So yeah, on to the next segment. Hey y'all, okay, I'm going to show you this t-shirt before I forget. Another type which is the large logo, but it doesn't fit on camera when I'm sitting down. Lessons learned from Jefferson. Down and back, I think it was about $60 worth of diesel. I'm going to double check the receipt. So that's not too bad. This thing gets usually 10 to 11 miles per gallon. So yeah. It was cold. I wasn't expecting cold in the morning. So I probably should get an electric blanket, especially I don't want to run the diesel engine just for heat, or have to get this AC heat unit fixed because it's making some weird noises and it's taped off in the dash. I'm guessing it just wasn't working when they sold it at the college who sold this rig to the volunteer. But so that's a lesson learned. This is good stuff to learn before I do the larger Iola, where it's harder to be support. Have support. I bailed on Jefferson early because I was just too sore and too tired to carry on to do Saturday, and then to leave Saturday night or Sunday. I'm just like, no, I don't want to be home. I want to have non-frozen food that was supposed to be refrigerated food, which was my bad. But another lesson learned. Before I take out the wife glamping or do Iola with this, I need to update my checklists for what I load. Especially this was a car show swap meet, so I didn't load my normal plate stuff and my hold bins, and I have a big traveling bin that has cards and whatnot. So when I do this, I need to have another checklist for a swap meet. So I did bring my little wagon, didn't pull it out because I didn't think I'd find that much. I was fine carrying a little bag, but I forgot my hobby cards for myself, the museum cards, the Dairyland cards, and the printout for the Wisconsin night meets. So that was a lesson learned. Another, I'm getting too old to help Alex, I think. I want to help Alex, but I was so done. I'm still sore. I'm going to put some deep blue on and kick up my feet and put a heating blanket on and hopefully not be sore by Monday when I have to go back to work. Forgot to double check that I had a memory card for this old PS2. I have 2 PS2s, one in the garage, one in the house. I took the one from the house, and the memory card was one in the garage. So maybe I'll just get a duplicate. Who knows? Lesson learned about the cooler that I was taking in Celsius, and it was in freedom units. I'm going to plop in a video. I finally now remember why I don't really like driving the ambulance at night. It's not how it drives. Like, it drives like a big boat. It is. Even when I had my 1988 van, it was a handicapped accessible van with a lift and all that, and a bed in the back. That was a gasser. It still drove like a boat. But I think this is wired in such a way, I know this was redone in like 92 or later. I think they were trying some experimental things with the lights in the back. Like now, if you ever watch an ambulance or a fire truck backing up, when they put it in reverse, automatically the code 3 lights come on all the way around. Well, I think they were kind of trying that with this, but instead of having the code 3, what happens, well, I'll show you a video, but basically the load lights come back on, and then the tail lights and the blinkers dance, and then sometimes the load lights will dance too. But that's when you hit the brakes, turn either blinker on, or turn on the flashers. I'm like, maybe there was some near misses in that particular fire station, and they wanted something a bit more visible. I will agree, the taillights on this thing, it's pathetic. But they have the bright chevrons on the back of this thing, where at night, hopefully, you can be seen by that. But I'm going to pop in a video there of them as I was getting some stuff at the grocery store. I'm going to pop in some driving bits. Hopefully it'll be interesting. But I think Jefferson was overall a success. Some lesson learned on the cooler. Some lesson learned on the power generator. There's a new app. And unfortunately it turned out the outlet's off. And it was cold and I was sore and I didn't want to bother going and turning the outlets back on, and the app wasn't letting me. And I carry a backup an inverter, so I was just using that. With this thing I have like really 3 options. So I have house power, so I can plug in an extension cord and I'll power all my outlets, all my lights, which is amazing. And then I have the power generator that I can switch on. That will power the outlets and then the light I have built in. And then, of course, me being redundant, I also have a couple standalone inverters that will run on 18-volt batteries and a 40-volt batteries. And then a lot of my hand things, hand fans, Bluetooth radio, those run on the 18-volt batteries. And then I can always run video games on that kind of stuff if I really needed to. But if I was in a situation where I couldn't run the big guy, I probably wouldn't. And then to charge phones and whatnot, I have some Milwaukee stuff I designate to charge electronics and keep those kind of separate. And those also heat my heated sweatshirt and heated jacket. Which I guess I should have brought my heated jacket. And, well, a heated blanket too. But lessons learned for next time. I did have an extra blanket I could have thrown on, but it wasn't really under the covers. I was cold. It was getting up, getting dressed, If I would have gotten coffee, it would have been when I was making coffee. Sorry, this thing is doing some autofocus stuff. Other than that, everything was pretty successful, I would say, besides being overly sore and tired. But I think I need to make a decision of maybe I should do some vending at Jefferson, and that maybe will change my strategy for Steam Show coming up. So we'll see. I got some big decisions coming up, some hard decisions, but yeah, I think this has moved on. This is a good setup so far. Some little bugs to tweak. I'm gonna get really cleaned up and have some real food and call it a night. Hopefully this video will be all ready for my normal Wednesday time slot, and I'll have to come up with another long form video for the week after. Hopefully the week after that, if Steam is successful, I'm gonna try to do the same thing at Steam Show. It's a totally different crowd, totally different environment. I'm gonna hopefully bring the ambulance down there and do like a Thursday night to Friday or something like that. Unfortunately, the wife is not feeling that well. She's out in Utah. She was gonna stay out in Utah for a couple weeks, go to Minnesota for a week, go to Madison for a week, and then go to a bridal shower, and then I was going to bring her home. So she's coming home early, so I might have to cancel some of the Steam stuff because it sounds like she'll be coming in right around that time. But she's been gone for a long time. The fluff does not like to be alone with me. I'm the fun parent, I guess, and she doesn't love me as much as she loves my wife. Last time she left me alone with her, she was really whiny and barky in her cage, so I let her out to be a free roam puppy like I did with Quartz. I'm like, oh, hopefully that'll help. But she decided, I'll maybe put a audio clip in or a video clip in, she would sit by me and howl for her mother. So Bree is definitely not my puppy, and I miss Quartz so much. Anyway, I'm going to also try to see if I can plop in still photos into this clip. I don't know if I can, of the Dairyland group that we took a group photo of, and then anything else I can split in. So my next goal with this YouTube channel is getting 500 subscribers. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I'm going to try to build this channel for it to support the museum. If I can get enough subscribers and views, apparently, YouTube will pay creators. So if I can do that and bring in revenue for the museum to keep the Wisconsin Nights meets free, and maybe do more free events, make the winter meet free. Right now it's $5 a head. Or if I can't do that, I can try to add other stuff. I don't want the Wisconsin Night meets to match the Dairyland meets. I don't think that's the same direction I'm heading. But maybe one of them do a grill out. Like, we don't do that at Dairyland. Why not grill out? Or maybe if I can afford to do award plates. Dairyland does like a favorite plate this year to this year, or an older, and then a newer, and then a display voted by the people, and then a display, the announcement, best of show, which is voted on by a committee. Why don't I do award plates for, like, you know, something very narrow for the meet, so it will hopefully help bring out more rare plates in the public's eye. So let's say do one that is a weird motorcycle variant, you know, or motorcycle this year to this year variant, or a oddball, you know, plate this particular year, or the best dual purpose vehicle, the best dual purpose farm. Try to fish out like that kind of stuff. I don't know if that would take off or not, but I would love to try something. But unfortunately, I don't have the funds right now. Right now, I'm selling the swag, so I'm paying for swag myself, selling that swag. Anything that I'm selling, or if I, like, let's say, give away something, I'm paying for that out of my own pocket, putting that into the fund, and then hopefully at a certain point I will have enough to do souvenir plates. So that's kind of my goal for that, which is not looking very promising from what I wanted to do, but I still have hope, right? Gotta have hope. So yeah, thank you. Please like, please subscribe, and share this, because the more I can get this channel out, the more subscribers, more viewers, I can maybe have a hope of this channel supporting the Wisconsinites License Plate Museum. Thank you. I'll see you later.